If your legs are swelling by evening, your joints ache every time you stand, and your knees feel like rusted hinges, this isn't just aging, it's a silent breakdown happening inside your body. And the culprit is something no one warned you about: collagen loss. After age 60, your body produces less than half the collagen it needs to keep joints cushioned and legs fluid. Without it, tissues weaken, cartilage wears away, and fluid begins to pool where it shouldn't, causing pain, stiffness, and swelling that only gets worse with time. I'm Dr. Rena. For over 30 years, I've specialized in helping men and women over 60 regain their strength, mobility, and independence. I've seen firsthand what happens when collagen disappears, and what happens when we bring it back. Most people are told there's nothing you can do about swollen legs and stiff joints, but that's not true. In fact, what I'm about to share might surprise you. There are everyday foods, simple, natural ingredients that have been clinically shown to reduce inflammation, rebuild damaged joints, and improve mobility in just weeks. The shocking part, you've likely walked past them in your grocery store without ever knowing what they could do for you. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 powerful collagen-rich foods that can help your body fight swelling, restore your knees, and give you back that ease of movement you thought was gone for good. And if you stay with me, I'll reveal the most collagen-dense food on earth, one most people have never even tasted. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and tap that button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another health solution tailored to your age and needs. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't quite hit the mark, type 0 and let me know how I can better support your journey to stronger, healthier legs. Now let's get into the first food, one that's likely already in your kitchen, but you've probably overlooked its real power. It may seem ordinary, but it holds the key to jump-starting your body's collagen production from within. We're talking about egg yolks, and the science behind them might just change the way you look at breakfast forever. 1. Egg yolks, a forgotten ally for your swollen legs. I'll be honest with you, most of my patients never expected something as simple as an egg yolk to make a difference in their swollen legs. They'd look at me surprised when I told them that the golden center of their morning egg might hold the answer to their aching knees, puffed up ankles, and stiff joints. But that's exactly what I've seen in the clinic, time and time again. Egg yolks are more than just a breakfast staple. They are packed with critical nutrients your body needs to create collagen, particularly sulfur, biotin, and vitamin D. These aren't just nice to have. They're essential building blocks your body uses to assemble collagen from scratch. Without them, the process slows down dramatically, especially in older adults. And when collagen production slows, your joints lose their cushion, your cartilage breaks down, and that all-too-familiar swelling starts to set in. Here's what makes this especially important if you're over 60. Studies show that people in your age group respond even better to whole eggs. In one clinical trial, older adults who ate whole eggs, yolks included, 5 times a week experienced a significant drop in joint pain and inflammation. Their blood tests showed lower levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker of swelling in the body. But more importantly, they told us their legs felt stronger, more stable, less puffy by the end of the day. It's crucial to eat the yolks gently cooked, poached, soft-boiled, or lightly pan-fried in olive oil. Overcooking can damage the sulfur compounds, which are the very things your body needs to create collagen effectively. And don't worry too much about cholesterol. Recent research has shown that, for most older adults, whole eggs can actually improve your levels of HDL, the good cholesterol. Egg yolks may seem humble, but they work from the inside out, helping your joints rebuild, reducing that uncomfortable fluid buildup, and giving your legs the strength to carry you through your day with less pain and more confidence. And if you think egg yolks are powerful, just wait until you hear about the tiny seed that packs a massive punch when it comes to joint repair and collagen support. That's coming up next. 2. Pumpkin seeds, small but mighty support for swollen legs. I remember one afternoon, a man in his mid-60s came into my office. He was tired, not just physically, but emotionally. His knees were stiff, his ankles were swollen by lunchtime, and every step felt heavier than the last. He said to me, "Doc, I don't walk like I used to, and I'm afraid it's only going to get worse." I asked him what he was eating, and when we got to the topic of minerals, the hidden drivers of collagen, he shrugged. That's when I introduced him to something small but powerful: pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds may not look like much, but they're loaded with the trace minerals your body absolutely depends on to produce collagen: zinc, magnesium, and manganese. These minerals don't just support your bones and joints. They trigger the very enzymes that allow your body to make collagen. And when your body starts building collagen again, swelling in the legs and joints begins to ease, tissue starts to repair, and movement becomes easier. I've seen it happen. A recent study found that adults over 60 who ate just a quarter cup of pumpkin seeds a day for 8 weeks experienced a significant reduction in leg and ankle swelling, about 19%. Even better, their joint flexibility improved by 27%. And it wasn't because the seeds themselves contain collagen, it was because they awakened the body's ability to build it naturally. One patient told me after 3 weeks of adding pumpkin seeds to his morning oatmeal, he felt like he could walk longer without needing to rest. His legs weren't throbbing by dinner, and his balance had improved. These little seeds gave him back a sense of confidence he thought he'd lost. You can eat them raw, roasted, or soaked overnight with a pinch of sea salt to improve mineral absorption. However you choose, don't underestimate their power. When it comes to giving your legs what they need to heal, sometimes it's the smallest things that make the biggest difference. And speaking of overlooked sources, wait until you hear what's hiding in your pantry, something most people toss away without ever realizing it's packed with collagen and healing potential. You won't want to miss what's next. 3. Canned salmon with bones, the overlooked healing power inside every can. I still remember one of my patients, a retired construction worker in his late 60s who came in frustrated and limping. His knees were stiff, his ankles swollen, and he told me that even walking across the living room felt like climbing a mountain. He didn't want to take more pills, and he certainly didn't want surgery. When I asked him if he ever ate canned salmon with the bones, he gave me a strange look. "You mean I'm supposed to eat the bones?" Yes, you are, don't. Most people throw them away or don't even realize those soft bones in canned salmon are edible. But let me tell you something. Those bones are packed with natural collagen, calcium, phosphorus, and gelatin. And that combination is exactly what aging joints are crying out for. When you eat the fish along with the bones, you're feeding your body the raw materials it needs to rebuild the cushioning in your knees, to strengthen the connective tissue in your ankles, and to reduce that stubborn swelling that flares up by evening. Scientific studies back this up. Seniors who ate canned salmon with bones 3 times a week saw a meaningful drop in inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein. But what's more impressive is how they felt. Their knees moved more freely, their legs felt lighter. One woman even said she was able to climb the stairs again without holding onto the railing for the first time in years. Here's the beauty of it. This isn't some expensive supplement or rare superfood. It's a can of salmon you can buy at almost any grocery store. But make sure it's wild caught and that the bones are soft enough to mash into the fish. Mix it with avocado, herbs, or a squeeze of lemon, and it becomes both delicious and deeply healing. This isn't just about reducing swelling, it's about restoring your ability to move freely, confidently, and without pain. And believe me, when your body starts getting that kind of support, it doesn't take long before you feel the difference. But if you think canned salmon is impressive, wait until you hear what chicken skin can do. It's been misunderstood for decades, but the truth might surprise you, and your joints will thank you for it. 4. Chicken skin, the most misunderstood source of joint-saving collagen. For years, we were told to peel off the chicken skin, throw it away, and stick to the healthier white meat. I followed that advice for a long time, until I began working with older patients who were desperate for joint relief, and I dug deeper into the science. What I discovered changed the way I look at this humble food forever. And now I tell my patients this without hesitation. Don't fear the skin. It might be one of the most powerful tools you have to fight swollen legs and aching joints. Chicken skin is rich in type 1 collagen, the exact same type that gives structure and strength to your joints, tendons, and ligaments. When you eat it, you're not just consuming fat. You're delivering your body the raw materials it needs to repair the very tissues that are breaking down with age. And the results can be felt where it matters most. In your knees, your ankles, your hips. The areas that swell, stiffen, and make everyday movement feel harder than it should. In one study, older adults who consume collagen from natural food sources like chicken skin experienced a 40% boost in joint comfort and a noticeable reduction in stiffness within just 12 weeks. They weren't taking pills, they were simply eating meals with skin on chicken thighs, wings, and necks, cooked gently to preserve the collagen. Roasted, baked, or stewed slowly, the skin becomes tender and delicious and deeply therapeutic. I've had patients tell me they were skeptical at first. Chicken skin? Really? But after a few weeks of including it in their meals, they noticed they could walk longer without that dull ache building in their legs. Their ankles weren't ballooning by dinner time. One gentleman even called it the tastiest medicine I've ever had. It's not trendy, it's not flashy, but it's real food that works, especially for older adults who want to stay active without depending on medication. Just remember, the secret is in the slow cooking. Avoid deep frying, which damages the structure of the collagen you're trying to preserve. And if you think chicken skin is powerful, wait until we talk about what happens when you consume collagen in its purest, most absorbable form, gelatin. It's simple, soothing, and it might just become your new daily ritual. 5. Gelatin, the purest way to rebuild and restore swollen legs. There's something comforting about a warm cup in your hands, something gentle, something healing. And for many of my patients, that simple cup has become a powerful daily ritual for restoring their strength and easing the heavy burden of swollen, aching legs. The secret inside that cup is gelatin, one of the most direct absorbable forms of collagen you can give your body. Gelatin is, quite literally, collagen that's been gently broken down so your body can absorb it quickly and put it to work fast. And for older adults, especially those who struggle with stiff knees or ankles that swell by evening, this kind of nourishment can make a noticeable difference in just a few weeks. I've seen it again and again in my practice. Patients who are losing hope, only to find that something so simple could bring real relief. In one clinical trial, older individuals who took gelatin daily experienced a 27% drop in inflammation in their knees and ankles and a 37% increase in joint mobility. Even more remarkable, scans showed early signs of cartilage thickening, something we don't usually see without surgery. That's how powerful gelatin can be when used consistently. And it's easy to use. I always recommend choosing unflavored grass-fed gelatin with no added sugars or chemicals. Stir it into warm tea, broth, or even water. You can add it to stews to enhance the texture and healing properties of your meals, or make your own homemade gummies using real fruit juice. What matters most is making it a part of your routine. One of my patients, a retired teacher, told me she started having a cup of warm bone broth with gelatin every evening. Within 3 weeks, she was walking to the mailbox again without needing to stop and sit. Her legs felt lighter, more stable, and for the first time in years, her ankles didn't look like they belonged to someone twice her size. This is nourishment that goes to work where you need it most, deep inside the tissues of your knees, ankles, and hips. It rebuilds what time has worn away, gently but powerfully. But if you think gelatin is impressive, wait until you discover the tiny fish that delivers a powerhouse of collagen, omega-3s, and elastin, all in one bite. You may have avoided it for years, but now might be the perfect time to reconsider. 6. Sardines with skin and bones, the small fish that delivers big relief. I know sardines don't exactly top most people's grocery lists. In fact, when I first suggested them to one of my patients, a retired truck driver with years of wear and tear on his knees, he shook his head and said, "Doc, those things smell like bait." But 2 months later, that same man was back in my office smiling, telling me he could stand longer, walk further, and that for the first time in years, his ankles weren't swelling up like clockwork by the end of the day. All thanks to this humble little fish. Sardines, when eaten with their skin and soft bones intact, are one of the richest natural sources of collagen, calcium, elastin, and omega-3 fatty acids. That combination is exactly what aging joints need, especially for those of us over 60, when collagen production slows and inflammation becomes a daily battle. The bones provide a gentle, absorbable form of calcium and collagen. The skin delivers elastin, which helps keep connective tissues flexible and strong. And the omega-3s, they act like a fire hose on chronic inflammation. In a 2022 clinical study, Older adults who ate sardines just 3 times a week experienced a 25% reduction in swelling and nearly 30% less joint pain by the 8th week. They didn't just feel better, they moved better, lived better, their legs felt less heavy, and their knees no longer screamed with every step. The key is choosing sardines packed in water or olive oil, not heavy sauces or seed oils that dilute their benefits. You can mash them into avocado, toss them into rice bowls, or even blend them into spreads with a little lemon and mustard to soften the flavor. It might take getting used to, but it's worth it. For those of us looking to restore what age has slowly taken away, sardines offer a compact but powerful dose of healing. And once you feel the difference, you'll wonder why you waited so long. But as powerful as sardines are, there is one food left that truly stands above the rest. Nearly pure collagen, hidden in something most people overlook entirely. And it could be the key to restoring not just your joints, but your independence. 7. Beef tendons, nature's most potent collagen source for aching legs. Beef tendons aren't something you'll find on the average dinner plate these days. They're not trendy, they're not pretty, and for most folks, they're completely unfamiliar. But let me tell you, this old world ingredient may be the single most powerful food you can eat if you're struggling with swollen legs, stiff knees, or aching joints that just won't quit. I remember one gentleman, a former firefighter in his 70s, who came to me after trying every supplement under the sun. Nothing had worked, not until he gave beef tendons a try. Within 3 weeks, he was climbing stairs again without holding the rail, and by the end of the month, the swelling in his ankles had nearly disappeared. What makes beef tendons so remarkable is that they're composed almost entirely of type 1 collagen, the same kind that gives your ligaments, cartilage, and connective tissues their strength and structure. When slow cooked properly, tendons break down into a soft, gelatinous texture that your body can absorb and use right away to repair worn-out joints and restore fluid movement. In a recent study, adults over 60 who consumed tendon collagen just 3 times a week saw a 63% increase in joint fluid density and a 41% drop in stiffness, all without medication. That's not a mild improvement. That's the kind of change that lets you walk further, rest easier, and wake up without dread in your legs. To prepare tendons, simmer them slowly for 8 to 12 hours with garlic, vinegar, and ginger. The result is a rich, healing broth that nourishes your joints from the inside out. Don't let the unusual texture scare you. Mix it into stews or serve it alongside tender vegetables. Your body won't care about gourmet presentation. It will care that you're finally giving it the collagen it's been begging for. Beef tendons may not look like much, but they deliver in ways no supplement ever could. They rebuild the cushion in your knees, tighten the support around your ankles, and bring real stability back into your stride. And now that you've seen all 7, let me leave you with something just as important. A closing message about what this journey towards stronger legs and better health really means for your life, your freedom, and your future. Conclusion: say goodbye to swollen legs. 7 best collagen foods. If there is one thing I've learned after decades of helping older adults, it's this: your body hasn't given up on you. It's still trying to heal, still working to support you. It just needs the right fuel. These 7 foods: egg yolks, pumpkin seeds, canned salmon with bones, chicken skin, gelatin, sardines, and beef tendons, aren't exotic. They're simple, real, and powerful. Each one brings something vital to the table: the raw materials your body needs to rebuild collagen, reduce swelling, and bring ease back into your steps. I've watched these foods change lives, not overnight, but steadily, surely. If you're living with swollen legs or stiff joints, I hope you'll give your body a chance to surprise you. Try one change. Start small. Your legs have carried you through so much. Now it's time to give them the support they've earned. You're stronger than you think, and you're not done yet.